scheduling, but the second series should be a lot better. Now, I'm just loading up, well, I don't actually need to say that, but hopefully you've all had a fairly good sort of weekend, well not weekend, but start to your weekend as it is Friday. Of course, I guess a lot of people just coming back home from work now, so hopefully you're looking forward to your weekend as well. Should be a lot of fun, I would say, and I'm looking forward to mine, definitely. It's been a long week, and I'm back with some more STPL, and that's going to make things a little bit easier, because STPL is a lot of fun, gives me something to do in the evening, and you know what, I always enjoy myself, so I can't complain. We are here once again. Hopefully you all enjoy the show, and got a couple of good series. Let's have a quick look at the current standings. I've changed this just a little bit to make it a little bit easier to read, so hopefully it works out for you guys. No one had mentioned that to me previously until yesterday when I was showing off a proposed change to someone else. But here we go. Let's head on over to the overlay and let's have a look at the standings. Okay, so at the top of Group A, we do have Red, closely followed by White Clan in first and second position, and DM just behind them as well in that Group A. And then in Group B, the Group B teams have played a few less games just because one of the teams dropped out at the very beginning, unfortunately. That was IM. They actually merged with Ash to become the Ash roster. But we do have NetWars and Soul in the top of Group B, so it looks like both of them are in a comfortable spot heading towards the playoffs. But of course we have one of these, or two of these Group B teams playing today, a ninth team very close to catching up with Soul. Now of course they've played a lot more games than Soul have, especially after today, but it's actually going to be Soul Gaming versus ninth team. Now that game could actually decide who ends up getting out of the group depending on how the next few weeks go. So very important match for them. And the Group A match today, very important for one of our teams as well. They're just going to see if they have a chance of making it to the playoffs soon as well. So we're very close to the end of round 2, the beginning of the playoffs. But very tight on the table. Of course the teams at the bottom not doing as well, but still showing up for their games, still doing a fairly good job. But it'll be cool to see how they do moving forward. Now, I made a little bit of a change. Let's have a look at the top 10 of the STPL. Now, one thing I have done is I've changed it to show the entirety of the stats of the STPL. And as you can see there, we do have a fairly interesting sort of situation now, with two Polish players taking the top positions, 1 and 2, both on NetWars, of course. Closely followed there by Famasi, Tech, Ku, DragOn, Zero, Cryok, Bai, and Radley. Now you can see that NetWars is dominating the top 10. 4 of their players even in there. 2 from White, 2 from Red, and 1 Lone Warrior from DM, who has played, I believe, more games than anyone else in the tournament so far. And that's Tech, of course. He's appeared in 3 ace matches, did win 1, lost 2. But today we are very well going to see one of these players. It's going to be DragOn. He's back again for his team. He's currently a 7-3 record. He's appeared in 2 ace matches, lost 1, won 1. And he's got pretty good stats against who his opponents are now. The race stats for him are a little bit weird. They don't show everything from round 1, so I need to make sure that gets updated. But still, should be fun to see him today. Now, let's have a quick look at the first 2 teams we're going to be seeing. It is going to be our Group A match, and it's going to be BuLL versus NaS. Now, BuLL unfortunately haven't had the best of times so far in their debut to the STPL. They've had a lot of walkovers given and things like that. They've been a little bit late submitting their lineups and stuff like that. So they are still turning up for their games at least. And I mean, this week is the one difference, which I'll go into in a second. But still, really cool to see BuLL play. Looking forward to see how they're going to improve throughout the tournament. And NaS, on the other hand, did a great job last round. They went 4 for 2, and they're currently 2 for 1. And they are very close behind the top 2 positions here. So they're going to be looking to get a win in this series to see if they can try and secure a place in the round 2 playoffs. And just to quickly go over the maps we're going to be seeing, we're going to have Troy, Triathlon, New Sniper Ridge, Hitchhiker, and I believe Neo Electric Circuit, although I think I may have got that wrong. But let me double check. No, I'm fairly certain it is Neo Electric Circuit. It's just when I was setting up the maps, I copy-pasted the wrong thing. Because I don't actually have the Ace Match map in any of the threads for some reason. Either way, if we do get to the Ace Match, we'll find out what that is and I can fix it afterwards. And have a look at what matchups we're going to be seeing. We're going to have Dark versus Okay. Now to announce the walkovers for this series. Unfortunately, there were a couple. Well, there were actually three. No, there were a couple. So, the first match was a walkover, so we won't be seeing Dark versus Terra. Terra did turn up on time, but Dark unfortunately didn't make it. So that's going to be our first walkover. So we're going to start in our next match, which, because DragOn is a race picker, he is currently showing us the wrong race. And I can fix that before the game, that's fine. Just be a bit of a pain to do, but either way, should be pretty cool to see him play another PVT here. It's going to be on Triathlon, so we'll go into that in just a second. But let's quickly show off our players and how they've been doing. Okay, so both the teams with the red shirts here will be seeing whether or not the red shirt curse from Star Trek does make its way over into here, as NaS does have a little bit extra red on their shirt to BuLL. Now, of course, Raynor, a very strong Terran player so far, currently 2 for 1. He hasn't played a TVP in the STPL yet, so this is going to be a first for him. And his opponent is going to be a fairly strong Protoss player in DragOn. And now, of course, DragOn is not playing Zerg, he's going to be playing Protoss. He went 5 for 2 last round. Currently 2 for 1. He's in the top 5 positions of the STPL. He's on 7 for 2 overall, or 7th of 3 even, which is really insane given the fact he's played in so many games as well. If you think about it, that's nearly, well, that is 11 or 10 games exactly, I can't count. But either way, should be cool to see him here as they move on to the map here. I've changed the screen just a little bit as well. Hopefully it looks a bit better now. We're going to see Triathlon. Tileset is Twilight, of course. 3-player map. 12 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and 4 o'clock spawns. 2 last round. Currently 2 for 1. He's in the top 5 positions of the STPL. He's on 7 for 2 overall, or 7th of 3 even, which is really insane given the fact he's played in so many games as well. If you think about it, that's nearly, well, that is 11 or 10 games exactly, I can't count. But either way, should be cool to see him here as they move on to the map here. I've changed the screen just a little bit as well. Hopefully it looks a bit better now. We're going to see Triathlon. Tileset is Twilight, of course. 3-player map. 12 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and 4 o'clock spawns. 2 last round. Currently 2 for 1. He's in the top 5 positions of the STPL. He's on 7 for 2 overall, or 7th of 3 even, which is really insane given the fact he's played in so many games as well. If you think about it, that's nearly, well, that is 11 or 10 games exactly, I can't count. But either way, should be cool to see him here as they move on to the map here. I've changed the screen just a little bit as well. Hopefully it looks a bit better now. We're going to see Triathlon. Tileset is Twilight, of course. 3-player map. 12 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and 4 o'clock spawns. What else is there to say about this map? There is tiny gas spaces in the middle. A background, well, an in-main natural that is there as well, of course. And the other thing is there is lots of cloaked eggs with lots of neutral arbiters, so we may see a nice bit of mind control coming in from DragOn if he wants to make use of those. Now, they do start with no energy, and also they do not get their upgrades. It is a melee map rather than a UMS one, although I'm sure I played on a UMS version of this in the past. But yeah, we could see mind control here. DragOn, arguably, on paper, the stronger player coming into this game, so Raynor is going to have a hard time trying to deal with him, but it'll be cool to see how he does it on such a map where Protoss actually favoured against Terran. Now, we are even in the Clash of Char and SCPL stats, 3 for 3 in those PvT stats there, and looking forward to seeing how this game is going to go. Now I'm going to quickly throw it over to the intro, and I'll be back afterwards to move on to the game, hopefully with the correct details in the overlay. So see you guys in just a minute. But the bottom left, 8 o'clock position, we do have fighting for NaS. It's their captain. It's DragOn. And starting us off in the blue, over here for BuLL in the 4 o'clock position, we have the Terran player fighting for BuLL. It's Raynor. Yeah, obviously I'm solo casting today, so you'll have to give me the benefit of the doubt. It's been a while since I've solo casted. Thankfully Rapid been a complete boss recently, casted me a hell of a lot, an insane hour of the day as well, so huge shout out to him. I saw he couldn't sleep there, so hopefully he's falling asleep now, and hopefully if he does fall asleep it's not because I bored him to sleep. Hopefully he falls asleep to the soothing titillating, or I guess that kind of contradicts itself, but the soothing sounds of Brood War. Now, of course this should be a fairly cool series. Now, looks like that should be okay. I'm just quickly updating DragOn's race. Hopefully I'm not missing anything too important. We do see our Terran player walling off. Okay, and one divergence we do see is we do have Dark going for this base in the back here. This is defended against all ground units early on. A very, very good base for them to take. When I said that, I meant to say Protoss. But basically, as you can see, there is an Arbiter here that cloaks these eggs. We see this in a variety of places around the map. There's a bit here. There's a bit just down here as well, and it does block the ground units away from the bases. Just keeps everything in order. Very, very important. A really cool map feature that I don't think there's been any other major usage out of it other than, say, Plasma. Plasma, of course, a 3-player map that uses eggs to great effect, but there was certainly no other map in the game with the cloaked arbiters. Now, I'm almost certain that was because people just kept mind controlling them and got arbiters with cloak a lot sooner than you should have been able to. Normally if you were to go Arbiter Tech, but still not too broken. Now, of course, as you just saw there, and a worker can actually go through that without any trouble whatsoever, so quite important to note that, of course. Just because you can never be too sure exactly what's going on and everything like that, so... Oh, we actually saw an SCV take out a probe there, but then the probe did get, or the SCV did get taken down by this assassin probe. Kind of important for him to be able to do that. That would have been a big loss if he'd have lost one probe to an SCV. And it looks like DragOn could lose another probe here if he's not careful. He's sending out a lot of, well, he's sort of leaving it a bit idle next to 2 Marines. Raynor with a very good pick-off. Great micro there, just splitting the Marines up a little bit further. Now, of course, let's check what build we're seeing from Raynor. Now, he is still having 2 guys in that gas. He's building up his first tank. Not building a command center yet. He spent a lot of money, actually, on building a lot of early supply depots. Now, have I missed something? Because I'm really unsure where his money is. I mean, he's constantly building SCVs. Oh, okay, I guess he queued up a Vulture now. It could be for an FD, it could, of course, be for something else, but it looks like he is going to go and build that command center when he can. Back at home, DragOn is going for 2 gateways behind this. With the 7X core, of course, he does have his natural up a lot sooner than Raynor can have it, so his economy is going to be slowly getting better and better. Now we do see that DragOn actually taking out that Arbiter. This is to help him get units across in case there's like some kind of Terran drop. BuLL are from Bolivia, I believe, so that's where they're from. I'm just keeping an eye on that while I bring up the overlay again. But here we go. Can't look away for any more. There's actually Marines, or there's actually not that many units here for DragOn. This could do a lot of damage. It's just a normal FD. He's bought a lot of Marines with this, of course, but I mean, DragOn didn't send his units out on the map, and this could really, really hurt him. He's doing a good job microing back against these Marines, but he's going to have to make sure this bunker doesn't go up. Of course, if the bunker does go up, this could be very, very dangerous, but it looks like he is going to manage to hold, but only just. Like a great, great move by Raynor as he did that. I'm really, really impressed by that. A nice mine going down there. This isn't over yet. The tank gets sniped. Huge, huge moment in the game for DragOn. He is going to be able to take down this this bunker, or, yeah, the bunker as well. And this attack is going to be thwarted for now. And now behind this, Raynor is going into a second factory. Kind of interesting to see that he's not going to take his third very, very quickly. You can do that on this map. We have a Citadel of Adun and an observatory coming in for our Protoss player here, as he is going to choose to take his third. Now, of course, he has to be careful of the mines. Without the observers, he can't really afford to move out with his Dragoons. Kind of important to do that. Now, interestingly, Raynor is going to be building a lot of his buildings outside of his main, outside of his natural as well. Possibly going to use those to float to go and scout. A very, very important skill to have in this matchup. Just making sure you've got eyes on absolutely everything you need. And the overlay is finally up to date, so that's good. We've caught up. I'm not too far behind it. I can stop looking away from the game. That's kind of an important thing for me to do as well. But here we go. Looks like DragOn will eventually clear up these eggs. You can see that they have, I believe it's about 10 armor, so they take a long time to kill. Just imagine if there was a single Zergling or Marine attacking this. It would not be nice. Now we have missile turrets coming in from Raynor already, going into his armory pretty quickly. The missile turrets, of course, going to deter those observers from coming in. Of course, DragOn probably wants to use these to clear the mines before he throws the observer away on the turret. So here we go. Looks like he's going to be able to clear his way through this. And, I mean, Raynor doesn't quite have vulture speed yet. That should be on the way if it's not already. Maybe I'm completely missing everything that's going on, but it looks like he's forgotten vulture speed. But here we go, the observer going to move in, going to see this third base is on the way, very important for him to scout that. Now, I'm almost certain vulture speed isn't done. I really want to keep an eye on the machine shops to see when this is going to come in. Here we go, he's finally realized he's not got speed. That's actually a pretty big deal in PvT, or TvP even. You really do need that vulture speed as soon as humanly possible. Now, looks like Raynor is going to look to take his third gas very quickly. He's got one of the SCVs ready to take that. Still not mining efficiently off of his natural gas, but understandable and easily done when you're playing. DragOn in a very good position in this game, though. He's actually in his up to his Stargate, up to his Arbiter tech already, and with those Arbiters coming in, he could look to do a lot of damage early on. There's there's actually not that many scans available even for our Terran player, and now Raynor is going to start adding on missile turrets to his third base. He knows that drops and everything could be a problem, but there's an observer in the main scouting out absolutely everything that's going on. Raynor's building position going to make it hard to flood factories after this. You're kind of expected to build here and maybe a few here, or build them all up here, but this, of course, very far away from your ramp, makes it very difficult to hold on. But when these Arbiters come in, we should see DragOn looking to be a little bit more aggressive. Now, do we have an upgrade coming yet? Is it going to be Stasis or Recall first? Obviously, either way, it's going to make the game play out differently. You can see this middle base, by the way, is 1,000 gas, so very, very small. Raynor finally adding up to his 4th factory as well. And just starting to really get his macro going. He's got his 2nd and 3rd refineries coming in. And it looks like we're going to have DragOn bust his way into a 4th or 5th base as well. And it's really going to be up to Raynor to try and do something about this. But here we go. A DT and a Zealot have been dropped in here. 2 Zealots actually cancelling the scan. He really did need that scan. Now, luckily for him, he didn't actually break his way through the eggs, but this could cause some problems. Oh wow, he's actually going to siege up. Gets the DT, and the SCVs immediately go back through. He knows they can hold from here. And does start mining again. So those turrets really did help him out. Wow, how on earth did he target that bottom egg? I would just kill my own observer if I tried to do that. A good targeting there by DragOn, allowing him to break his way out. Now, do we have any upgrades coming up on the Arbiter Tribunal yet? Still no. I mean, I wonder if I missed an upgrade or something. But either way, he's not getting both the upgrades, so gonna slow him down just a little bit. Now we see immediately Raynor is adding on more turrets. He knows he's got a surplus of minerals. He's got a lot of minerals at his 3rd. Doesn't have that many factories building vultures yet. So while he's building up all these tanks, he's not really building, getting rid of his mineral bank too much. So using that to build nothing but turrets, nothing but depots, just to make sure he doesn't get supply blocked anymore. We should see that science facility coming in very soon with a 2nd armory. He is getting +1, should be adding in that 2nd armory for +2, and that's exactly what he's going for. Probes have been transferred over here. Looks like we're going to have some more mine clearing. Now, the interesting thing about this game is when you look at when you look at Raynor's vision, oh wow, that's actually a really unlucky pickoff for DragOn to lose that. Interestingly, choose to take the base in the middle of the map. It is sort of in the open. Very easy for our Terran player to push it. Now here we go, Raynor looks like he wants to push out on the map. Now of course an observer has spotted this. He is just going to be moving forward. This pathway around the back is completely defended. This is going to be to take this base. Now he finally does have a decent number of vultures, so he's going to start laying a pretty decent minefield outside the front. Of course, DragOn going to be looking to add his 4th base up, get that completely mining. Is going to instead... Oh, okay, I thought there was a Nexus. It's just a load of Dragoons. But it's kind of strange. Like, DragOn got all these Arbiters very, very quickly. And he hasn't really done too much with them. He's not gone for a recall. He's not gone for a stasis or anything. He's just trying to build up his army. Possibly waiting until max, but I get the feeling that this could be a mistake. If you wait till max, you get more, or you give the Terran more chance to get their upgrades going. We should have EMP coming in on the science facility with some vessels soon as well. And you can see that Raynor is starting his factory flood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 factories will be dedicated to building vultures. Should add another machine shop factory on as well. Now he has 4 gas. I probably could add another couple actually. Oh, I nearly got excited. I thought that was an arbiter, but it was just an observer. And I mean, DragOn is starting his gateway flood as well. He's up to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 gateways now off of 1 base. Double Stargate going into Arbiters. I still haven't seen an Arbiter upgrade, so I'm almost certain I've missed them. But we do have DragOn now taking the other main. Now this is a very important thing for Protoss players to do. You'll often see, especially in 3-player maps. Wow, look at this. That probe is building 2 Nexuses and like a whole entire other main. Like, I wish Terran could do this. But either way, he's going to add a lot of gateways over here as well. Now, you may think, why would you split your macro up? Makes it a little bit harder to do. Terran 3-3 mech is strong. It was designed that way, and it was designed so that the other races would have to use multiple armies, take good engagements against the Terran forces to break it. And that's exactly why you see Protoss players building the gateways of the other main. It gives them a flank to come in from, and they can come in from 2 angles, get a lot more units at once, so obviously they can fit a lot more gateways in 2 mains than 1. And of course, the longer this game goes on, the harder it's going to be for Raynor to secure any other gas bases. Now, he's not doing anything too crazy, like trying to take that base over there. He's not taking the 6 o'clock either. And he is just sort of sitting content on his 4 base. Now, I mean, for now, this is going to be good. He's waiting for 2-1 to finish. We should see that coming in very shortly. Oh, he's actually going to push out before 2-1. This is the anti-timing here by Raynor. But DragOn, despite the fact he's had a ton of Arbiters all game, didn't actually have his Arbiters in position, and a lot of Dragoons go down for free. And that's a huge, huge mistake for him to make. Now, we do have a shuttle full of High Templar. He should have Storm as well. Actually getting Kadar and Amulet for Storm, extra Storm upgrade. We even see the armor upgrade coming in from DragOn here. He's on +2 attack. The fourth, or the, sorry, I guess it would be the sixth, no, the fifth and the sixth bases coming in for DragOn, and here it is. Here is the Gateway Flood. And this is when it starts getting a little bit harder for the Terran play. You need to figure out, where am I going to push? What is the plan? And now, do we have any air upgrades coming in? Yes, we do. Air attack on the way. This is going to be a carrier switch behind this. And this could catch Raynor off guard if he doesn't scan for it. Now, here we go. It looks like he's pushing in. Oh, a huge stasis on those back tanks. Another stasis on the ones as well. And a lot of the units actually getting out of position here. Gonna zoom out slightly as there's a lot of action going around all around this Terran army. But here we go. DragOn coming in from mobile flanks. The Zealots out of position though. DragOn losing a lot of Dragoons. The Zealots not connecting with the tanks. Some nice storms. But it's not enough to clear out these tanks. And this is a very dangerous position for DragOn to be in. We should see him flooding units out of these other gateways. Flooding units out of his main gateways as well. But the push path from the Terran player going to at least take down this base. He needs to pull his probes away. And they will get pulled away at the last possible second. But this is one less base for our Protoss player. We should see our Terran player adding on another base to take this shortly as well. But with 2-1 finishing, we finally actually see that Raynor, for the first time in the game, actually has the supply lead. Now Raynor doing a very, very good job here, actually splitting off some tanks. Needs to send some vultures as well, which he is doing. He's going to try and put mines in between the two bases, just to make it a little bit harder to really try and defend this. Now, could he possibly get this? There is a lot of Zealots here, there's not that many vultures, but he's moving the Zealots in before the siege tanks use siege mode. One of the cannons do go down, and here we go. This is going to be a big moment in the game. The fourth base has been cleared. Can he clear these tanks? A great siege up from our Terran player, but the Zealots moving in on just one group of tanks, unfortunately. And a lot of Dragoons going down again, but still DragOn with the upper hand. He's two bases up on his Terran opponent. Now we do have 2-1 finally done. 3-2 is on the way. Finally we see some vessels. Finally we see EMP. That's very, very late for him, but he has scanned. He's seen the air upgrades coming in. And we should... Wow, it's actually going to be just straight Arbiters for now. He wants to make sure he survives. Doesn't get +2 air attack just yet. Oh, but nice mines going down on the Protoss BuLL there. Oh, and it looks like DragOn a little bit out of position with his units. Interestingly, taking another base right in front of the Terran. I'm really unsure of this decision making by DragOn, but here we go. He's going to try and engage through the middle of the map. Siege mode as he puts himself into siege mode. There we go. The Vulture, or the Zealots, trying to get on top of the tanks with this angle. Not very good for our Protoss player. Nice storms going down on the units. A nice stasis on the back. But still, DragOn's engagements this game have been so unbelievably poor. So unlike DragOn. And it's just because he's taking the wrong angles. He's not pulling units from both sets of gateways. Now, I don't know if his economy is having trouble right now. He's not lost that many probes. But he's just having trouble dealing with these Terran forces. Great positioning by Raynor, really using that middle of the map for his benefit. And another Nexus goes down from DragOn here. He can't keep losing these. Now, where are DragOn's units? He's just building a lot of goons from this gateway. And he doesn't have that many Zealots. He's trying to flood Zealots on this base, and here we go. This is the moment he's going to try and break down the ramp with these Zealots, but does need to move in fairly quickly, and he's going to have to come in from both angles. And he's not moving his back units. Here we go. They're going to move in. The Zealots moving in completely unarmed, unmanned, no flank coming in from the back. And DragOn may have unfortunately breathed his last breath in this game. BuLL, or Raynor even, is getting on top of his gateways. Now, Looks like DragOn unfortunately lost a lot of units to mines as well. I mean, he's trying to move around. He's not really able to do any form of stasis or anything. And here we go. Tanks positioned perfectly on that ramp. Great D-Matrix on the front tank. Nice Storm, nice stasis, but that's actually going to block him from defending his own base. And I mean, units are coming out these gateways. Is it going to be enough? Looks like these tanks on the ramp going to be able to be cleaned up. But he can't get up to attack this tank, and this is a huge, huge mistake by DragOn. Does manage to get in, will save his base, but in the meantime, Raynor does not let up the pressure. He's sending another ragtag group of units over to DragOn's natural. A lot of High Templar being taken out there, as you heard, and that's a great moment in this game for Raynor, as Raynor, despite being the underdog here, is pulling DragOn apart at the moment, and the tanks are the thing being pulled, finally being taken out, but still, DragOn is not in the right places with his units right now. We're going to see another stasis coming in, only hitting 2 tanks, a lot of Dragoons going down for the back, no reinforcements from the flank. DragOn is throwing his units into a meat grinder right now, just trying to break his way through the Goliaths, eating a lot of shots there for the tanks. And this is the moment where DragOn could be in trouble. He's down to 2 mining bases. The tanks unsieging, making sure they don't die to any reinforcing zealots. And we see yet another group of units moving up to the top right from Raynor. He really is not playing around. He wants to win this game. He wants to give his team a chance in this series. NaS, of course, one of the best teams in the league at the moment in their group. And here we go, a nice siege going up. A lot of units just going absolutely everywhere here for Raynor. But it feels like DragOn has fallen into the pit of building one set of units in each base. Like, we saw a lot of Dragoons coming out of this base, a lot of Zealots coming out the other one. And I mean, he is going to clean up these units outside the front of his base, but look back here, we do have Raynor actually mining out. Wow, this is a fairly big deal, actually. I didn't realize Raynor hadn't taken another base yet. He's going to run out of all of his money, but Raynor is going to take out this top middle base. And of course, DragOn is going to be in a similar situation. He's only mining off this base, the 10 o'clock base, and now the 11 o'clock base. But as soon as Raynor scans that, he can kill it. And it looks like we're going to have a flank finally. But the units being ground at the front, not really getting too much done. And it looks like Raynor may have done it. DragOn is running out of units. He's running out of money. And more importantly, he's running out of hope in this game. I mean, Vultures at the back, enough to deal with these Dragoons. They're not going to be able to get up to these tanks even. A lot of gateways being taken down. That's a lot of money that DragOn cannot afford to be losing right now. And I mean, DragOn has a lot of Dragoons again, but this is the problem. Just Dragoons is going to struggle against these siege tanks. And I mean, DragOn at least has a decent amount of money here. He's got this base as well. But how is he going to secure this base? We actually see Raynor going to build a command center here to take this immediately. Now, one could take that as mana, but Raynor does need to take a base. And of course, people do always say, expand where you're pushing. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's expanding behind his army. And it's going to be very hard for DragOn to really deal with this. I mean, we had a stasis at the back on one tank. And a single Dragoon with 5 kills is actually going to go down to a Vulture because the Arbiter moved out the way. But still, a great job by Raynor. Great pushing this game, and GG! Raynor takes down DragOn in our second game of this set. Now, I am just going to quickly sort something out with the overlay, so I'm just going to bring this back to me, and then we'll quickly sort that. But I mean, what a great game there by our Terran player. Raynor showing he's a strong Terran player already, but playing that way against DragOn, who is arguably the best Canadian player, possibly even the best player in North America right now. That is just an insane job for him to do. So great work by him there. And you know what, I'm genuinely surprised that he pulled that off, and I don't mean that in a horrible way. That was a great game to watch. So good job by Raynor. Now, of course, DragOn down but not out. He's going to be back most likely next week as well, so not going to miss too much from him. He's always going to be around. He is the captain, of course, so